Alright, I'm finally back. I know I haven't posted a video in like 2 weeks. I've been working on this. This is gonna be a bench or like a small coffee table. I've been working on, all my time's been going to recording this and fixing videos, stuff like that. So I haven't really been recording a lot of stuff lately, so I've been posting a lot of stuff. But I did get some new molds in for coasters. So I will show you. I'll show you how I make these. I have to get a set ready for somebody, so I figured this would be a good opportunity to make a small video, kind of fill the gap because of the last couple weeks until I can get this bench poured, get the video edited, and then post it. So let me show you how I do this. So gotta start by taking some of these 22 short bullets apart. If I can keep my hands on them. I'm gonna need some of those. I might have enough in here already. I don't. I have to make 4 coasters, and I was putting 5 shells and actual bullets into each one, so we need about 20. So let's see how many more we need. These I've already filled with epoxy. I've already filled these with epoxy so they don't float, but I think I might just squirt some in there and then put it in the coaster. Let's see how many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. And I'm sure somebody's gonna be like, well, those aren't safe. Dude, once these things are in this epoxy, there's no getting them out. There's no putting heat to it. Plus the gunpowder, everything's separate. Even if these things were to catch on fire, it would give a little poof, and then that would be it. So it's not even like, plus I'm taking the bullets apart, so they can't even go off. So save it, all right? I don't wanna hear it. Anyway, I got quite a few of these to get apart. So let's get to it. Now that all of these are out, we're going to start weighing out our epoxy. It's a 1-to-1 ratio. And I just learned, so I made a few coasters before. I don't have any out here with me. I made a few and they were kind of cloudy with air bubbles, and I had tried putting them in the vacuum chamber, but it really just didn't work. But I learned I was stirring them too fast. So the slower you stir it, the less air you entrap in the epoxy, the clearer the epoxy. So just found that out, and now my epoxy is super clear whenever I make coasters. And I'm excited because I can't be selling people stuff that's not clear. All right, so let's put some gloves on. I'm sweating out here. It's 92 degrees in my garage. I'm dying. All right. Let me grab one thing. This is a mold release. I probably don't really need to use it because these are silicone. They're like a really smooth silicone. Epoxy normally doesn't stick to silicone, but just to be on the safe side, because I have terrible luck, I always spray everything with mold release just to be on the safe side. There's a mosquito in here. Got me. Ah. All right. Let's go ahead, get this cup up here. After I get the cup up here, I'm gonna tear the scale out to 0 it. Now it's at 0. Now I can put my part A in, which is the resin, and the part B, which is the hardener. Remember, equal portions, 1-to-1 ratio. So each one of these molds holds about 3 to 4 ounces. So I'll do 1.5 ounces of each part. So part A, 1.5 ounces, part B, 1.5 ounces to give me the 3 ounces that I need for the coaster. .5. Tear this out again. I went over. I went 1.6 on that one, but it'll be okay. I'm gonna do each one of these individually, just so I can stay in control of the epoxy and everything like that. All right, I'm gonna pour these where they're gonna sit and where they're gonna cure, just so when I move them around or something like that, like nothing falls in there, something crazy. Get these all cleaned out. Hopefully I don't drip sweat in there. All right, that one's good to go. Now I'm gonna slowly stir this for like 3 minutes. So we're gonna fast forward this. All right, so now the epoxy's mixed. Gonna get this mold release. Gonna get some epoxy poured in there. All right. Let me get some of these positioned in here. Then I'm gonna sprinkle a little of this. Come on. It doesn't want to stick to my glove anymore. All right. Now we'll get these put in here. I'll fill this the rest of the way up. I already know the gunpowder is going to move around, so I'm going to try to put it right on top so it doesn't move around too much. Just trying to sink some of that gunpowder a little bit. There's some air bubbles in here. I'm gonna let that sit for like 5 minutes. No, I'm gonna go ahead and hit it. I'm gonna hit it with a torch right now, and then I'll let it sit. Let some of those air bubbles rise. Thankfully, it's hot in the garage, so this will take a little while to set. There's an air bubble in the corner. Let me pop these real quick. That's all it takes. There's a couple big air bubbles over here in the corner. I see that I need to get out of there. Other than that, that one is done, and we have 3 more. All right, so here we are, a few days later. Gonna go ahead and demold these, see how they turned out. So let's break these out of the mold. It's not too bad. We got a few bubbles in there, but overall, I'm pretty happy with that. I mean, that's pretty clear. Compared to what I was doing, this is phenomenal. These came up pretty easy, even though I didn't spray a mold release in all of them. Got a bubble sitting right on top, making a little indent in the epoxy, but like I said, it's fine. I ain't gonna be too picky with it. This one, so remember when I said if you leave the heat on the epoxy too long, it tries to bond to the silicone. Well, that's exactly what happened. If I can get this one out. That's exactly what happened. And it messed up the mold. So this one's pretty much trash. Because now the epoxy is going to fill the void, and it's going to have a weird, it's going to look just like this, but this will be epoxy. So probably last time I used that mold, I'm going to have to start making them all in these 3. So that sucks. See if no. This last one did the same thing. The last one right there. A little too much heat. It's funny, I told you how not to have this happen, but I did it anyway. But it's all good. I'll be able to clean these up and get these other ones cleaned up a little bit and get these sent out soon. But here's a final product. Pretty clear. And now we got coasters. Appreciate you guys watching. Stay tuned because soon I'll be pouring the epoxy for this thing. We'll get this table all set up and get everything poured, get it demolded. I'll show you how I cut it down to size the way I need to, get the corners right and all that stuff. So stay tuned to the channel. Make sure you hit that like, that subscribe. Make sure you hit the bell so when this video goes up, you can see how I do this, because this is going to be pretty good. If it comes out exactly how I want it, this can be a really nice table. So just stay tuned.